الأخ روب دويك مدير العمليات في ريفرش انترتينمنت. رحبوا معي بالأستاذ روبريك دويك. وراكم كنكم طفيت.
An absolute pleasure to be here in everyone's lips. So I'm the president and chief commercial officer of Refresh. We're a media and entertainment company wholly grained in esports. Esports exciting. I started my career working on mobile at Google. I then went and drifted into the world of influencer marketing at Maker Studios, and then I put on a Mickey Mouse costume and build for the future. And I absolutely believe that esports is that. And so I'm sure many of you here in this room are probably asking yourselves, what is esports? Well, let me give you a short snippet to what that might be.
This is the opening ceremony and this is the Counter-Strike Global Offensive Final held in Katowice, Poland. League of Legends sports, that's
of the world we're talking about. But we've seen this happen before many, many times. And what's really interesting about what's happening at this stage is that the sports industry is being shaken up. And I love this chart because it fully explains what the younger audiences of today are actually doing with their time, and no more so than here in Saudi Arabia. So traditional sports are seeing a decrease in viewership, and esports is seeing an incredible increase in viewership. And we're only going to see that happen. But the space is already crowded. It's already complicated. There are multiple games. There are multiple teams. There are multiple tournament series. You've got to get your head around exactly what the playing field is in the world of esports. It's a huge global phenomenon with hundreds and hundreds of millions of viewers worldwide. Young. They're anywhere between the ages of 15 and 35. And for brand marketeers, that is absolutely the ripe audience for them to be able to target. It's impossible to connect with those audiences on a day-to-day basis. And spent in its thousands. Advertisers are already positioning themselves in this space to own those audiences. Gold. And the question is, who's going to win it? I want to show you something that we did as a company just a few months ago. This is Blast Pro Copenhagen. Blast Pro series is our tournament series. We take it around the world. Let me show you what this looks like.
Copenhagen! Let me hear you!
This year, the Prime Minister of Denmark opened the tournament. 12,500 people packed into a stadium, 10 million people watching online and on broadcast. Here in Saudi at the moment, the Formula E is here. It's a very similar sort of activation. Broadcasters, medias, sponsors, incredible teams, the best in the world playing at the same time. But you're in a wonderful place because esports in MENA is absolutely huge. I'm not teaching you anything new. The gaming industry in the region alone is already worth $3 billion. Predictions and statistics that are circulating in the industry at the moment are positioning that the esports business is already worth $1.5 billion. $5 billion by 2021. It is likely, it is foreseeable that the region will be the biggest region in the world for esports because of the dimensions and the already involved in esports happening here today. If you don't know who this guy is, then you've been sleeping, because this is your one and only FIFA world champion, FIFA world champion. He won $250,000 just a few months ago. So it's born, it's bred, it's happening on your doorstep. And the reality is that what I'm telling you today is that esports equals entertainment. It's a pure entertainment we have from our tournament in Copenhagen alone. multiple broadcasters, hundreds of territories across the world, millions, hundreds of millions of households capable of watching young professional athletes, sports athletes, play computer games against each other. And that is where the world is going. We're all fans of something, whether that be horse racing, football, tennis, but the younger generation, it's this coming together of sports and gaming meeting in the middle. And that's how I want you to understand it. And so my point today is that it's an entertainment, it's a fully engrossing moment of spectacle. But don't be lost by this, because each other, work together and train really hard. I want to just give you 2 minutes on the world of teams. Because if you think about the world of football, it's all about Real Madrid and Manchester City, etc. In an esports, they are the world's leading #1 Counter-Strike team. And we have a newly formed League of Legends team called Origin. I want to just show you a little bit about how we've made that happen.
Astralis start to get in their own mind.
They have this curse of getting to the semifinals and then never being able to move forward.
They're the chokers, or the guys who can never make it here because they always collapse at some unfortunate moment.
He's had a shocker of a game to finish things off.
The teams arrived over an hour ago, and I was able to have a quick chat with Zonic, and he says last night the team met with their sports psychologist in preparation for today's grand final.
The second half has been all about Astralis. This is incredible. Are we going to see it? Are Astralis going to break the curse? Are they going to win their first major?
The bomb has been picked up by Dupree. They get the spray. Neil takes one and taps it there. And Astralis, they win the first major championship. 16-14 against Spartan Pro.
One is going to have to stay there.
Physical condition is really important when it comes to concentration.
It all fits together, and that's the winning edge.
I'm a product of Parker, Lewis, and Kubiak. If I didn't do this, where in the fuck would you be at?
So this trophy, this is actually from last year in Anaheim, Los Angeles. This one we won in Marseille. It's from the E-League Major in Atlanta, Extreme Masters in Poland.
And it's Astralis who will be carrying that trophy home with them.
That Astralis are the best team in the world.
Part of the organization that created Astralis, together we can take the brand and team to a whole new level, one that people has not seen before, an origin that breaks boundaries and be the best we can be.
So it's incredibly exciting to be working for one than anyone else in the history. They've won an 18. Their dominance has been really produced by having this performance model built behind it. And I think if you're going to be successful in the region in Saudi Arabia at being a successful sports star in this capacity, we need to think about how we're going to make that happen as well. The performance model is wholly ingrained on hard work, on welcome. Please get in early and win. My name's Robbie, and I really appreciate your time. Thank you very much. Thank you so much. Thank you. Pleasure.
شكرا جزيلا.